All right, hello everyone. I was just thinking of some stuff, and I was just thinking about what a journey it's been these past 4 years, And I mean, I don't know, I just kind of want to talk about it because I mean, it's really the 4 year roller coaster that's what got us the Super Bowl win. Um, and I'm gonna start from pretty much when Pete Carroll first came in, because whatever Jim Mora did when Pete Carroll came in, all that was wiped away. He didn't pick up where Jim Mora left off. There's 200 new or 400. I don't know how many transactions exactly were in the first year he was there, but it was quite a bit. And I mean, just Pete Carroll came in. He had a new direction to take this team. So I mean, everything Holmgren and Mora built it up to be, it was just wiped out. And really, I mean, you start from 2010. Everybody was saying, "Oh, Pete Carroll's not going to do anything in the NFL. He's already had 2 stints. He's going to fail again." We started off 4-2 in the 2010 season, pretty good, especially since we were only 5-11 in 2009. And we ended up finishing the season 7-9, still making the playoffs, and then beating the Saints in that unforgettable wild card game. I mean, that was just awesome. I mean, I didn't really even care that we lost the next week against the Bears, because I mean, just that game we beat the Saints in the wild card. I mean, to me that was like Super Bowl for us, And then you go to the next year, and that's when a lot of things in Seattle started to change with how our team started to be. We started to get rid of a lot of the people that used to be on our Super Bowl team, starting with Lofa Tatupu and stuff, and there was a few other people. We still kept Trufant on and stuff like that, and Leroy Hill, but we got rid of Tatupu, we got rid of Matt Hasselbeck. When that first happened, I was kind of sad about that. And we brought in Tavares Jackson, who I really criticized at first, but as the season went on in 2011, I really thought, this guy, I mean, he's playing with this torn pectoral the whole time. I mean, this dude's tough, and I really respect Tavares Jackson. I really do. Like I said, when he first became our quarterback, I was so about him, but I respect the man. And then in 2011, it was another 7-9 season, but it was we were a better 7-9. It was back-to-back 7-9 seasons, but they were different in a way, because I mean, the 7-9. When I think of 2011, I think of that as the season that our defense kind of got established. Yeah, we didn't have Bobby Wagner yet or anything, but that is the season where our we all went into 2012 thinking, okay, we're gonna have a pretty solid defense after what happened in 2011. After the 2011 season, we go out and sign the hot free agent Matt Flynn, which I was all about. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. We finally got a quarterback, and then I remember when we drafted Russell Wilson, I kind of knew we were going to draft a quarterback, but I was like, I wonder why we did that, I mean, I guess competition's good for everyone. And the video got taken down on my channel for the whole copyright reasons or whatever, but one of the first videos I ever made on here was Russell Wilson was now entering the QB competition. I made it back in May of 2012. And I said, I don't think Russell Wilson's going to win it because we give Matt Flynn all this money, and I guess I really still, even though that was Pete Carroll, going into Pete Carroll's third year, I guess I still really didn't understand his coaching philosophy, because Pete Carroll never cared about the money. It was always about the competition. And Russell Wilson came in, and who would have thought? Who would have thought watching the draft in 2012 and our 75th overall pick, just thinking, oh man, that guy's, I mean, we're going to win a Super Bowl with him in a year and a half in February 2014. I mean, it's just to think about that. But anyway, 2012 starts. We go 4-0 the preseason for the second time in team history. And also in the draft, I also have to say that's when we picked up Bobby Wagner, Bruce Irvin, and stuff. And that's how we got a lot of our starters these days, Robert Turbin and stuff. In 2012 starts, we start off 0-1, and then we go 2-1, 2-2. And we at the middle of the season we're 4-4, and we're kind of sitting here, all the fans and everything. We're kind of like, man, we could be better than 4-4. Some of these games we lost. And in the second half of the season, we go 7-1, finish the season 11-5. And I still remember it because we were so hot at the end of 2012. Everyone was, even the media thought, oh, the Seahawks are probably gonna ride this wave all the way to the Super Bowl. And I mean, it was just such a roller coaster, just like the 2 seasons before. And this season, I mean, the beginning of the season was up and down, still a sub 500 record, and then we finally bounced up to 11-5, and it felt so good to have a winning record, and to go in the playoffs. Beat the Redskins, pretty close game. RG3 got injured. Go into Atlanta, we're down 20-0 at halftime. I'm thinking to myself, great. We come back, take the lead, 28-27, and the final seconds of the game they kick a field goal. Then we get the ball back, Hail Mary to the end zone, picked off by Julio Jones, and that's how 2012 ends. And I mean, that was a disappointing season for that 10. But like I stated in my video I made 2 days ago talking about the Super Bowl, I mean, really, Every Seahawk fan and every player on the Seahawks knew after that game, I think we all knew that this year, Super Bowl 48 was our year, and everybody came into this season, the fourth season of Pete Carroll as our head coach, thinking it's got to be Super Bowl or bust. Like, it's no NFC Championship or no, it's Super Bowl or bust, you know? At least make it there, you know? And then you get, like, during the offseason, you get the whole Bruce Irvin with the PEDs, and you're thinking, great, this stuff's happening again. And then at the beginning of August, you know, oh, Percy Harvin, hip injury, got to go undergo surgery, and we're all thinking to ourselves, oh my God, you know. And the season starts, and we win a close one at Carolina, and then the injuries start. The San Francisco game, I believe that's when Russell Okung got injured. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it was the San Francisco game. And then we started losing players. You know, in the middle of the season, we started losing Sidney Rice. We lost Unger for a few games, Giacomini and stuff, and we were still winning games. I tell you, by the nail biters, but we were winning them. And for the first time in franchise history, we started off 4-0. That was great. We rode it all the way to 11-1 before we lost our second game. And then we went 12-2 and 12-3. Then we finished the season 13-3 and we tied our best season record from the 2005 Seahawks. And then we all go into the playoffs saying, "Oh, this is our time. It's got to go to the Super Bowl," you know. We end up beating the Saints. Finally, we're going to the NFC Championship for the first time since 2006. And the last play of the game to Richard Sherman, tip, Malcolm Smith grabs the interception, take 3 QB kneels, game's over, you know. And then at that point, because I was at the stadium, it was like all the waiting, all the doubters that said the Seahawks will never go anywhere. Pete Carroll can't do anything. They're this or that. The Seahawks are always going to be a bad team. They're always going to be mediocre. I mean, it just came to an end, you know. We finally made it to the Super Bowl. And the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, the whole country, if you look at the maps, were all voting for the Broncos. And whether or not, I don't know if that meant they thought they were going to win or if they just wanted them to win, but I will assume that a lot of people actually thought they were going to beat us as well. And to start the Super Bowl off the way we did, you know, with the safety, the center snapping before Peyton was ready, I mean, that really set the tone for the game. And our defense showed up, and our offense showed up, our special teams showed up, and just to win the Super, I mean, it just gave us so much respect, you know. Everybody thought Seattle was like this biggest joke of a team, you know, 4 years ago. And then everybody thought, since we brought in Pete Carroll from his college days, people are thinking, oh, you're overpaying this coach. He's a rah-rah kind of guy. You know, we signed him to a 5-year deal. He has 4 years. He already served 4 years, so he has 1 year left. And I tell you, that was probably one of the best coaching decisions we've ever made. Mike Holmgren was a great one. Don't get me wrong, Mike Holmgren was a great coach. He brought us to our first Super Bowl, and we made it to the playoffs a lot of times with him, and he built a great team. But the team that's built right now, the way Pete Carroll has built it, I mean, it's been such a roller coaster, just such a playing with your emotions up and down games, just such nail biters. And finally, you know, like 4 years after he takes over a 5-11 team, we are Super Bowl champions. I mean, just thinking about that, I mean, it's so great. And he really turned the team around right away. Like I said, it was 7-9 for back-to-back years, but both 7-9 seasons, I mean, the second time we went 7-9, we were better. And it was just such a good feeling to know that we were finally Super Bowl champions. And like I said, it's just been such a roller coaster these past 4 seasons, but it's been a great one. You know, it's one I'll never forget. And I'm really happy the Seahawks never won a Super Bowl before I was born, because I'm really happy I got to experience their very first Super Bowl that they have ever won. And it's a great feeling, and I hope that I really do hope that we can be like the next Cowboys of the 90s or the Niners of the 80s and the Steelers of the 70s. You know, I hope we can be that next dynasty. That would just be so awesome. But yeah, I just thought I'd make this quick video just because I was thinking about it, you know, and I was just thinking about how much of a roller coaster this has been. But it's been a great one, you know. I love roller coasters, but I mean, this one is just it doesn't get any better than this, you know, and especially to win the first one and everything. And we got the parade coming tomorrow. It's awesome. And I'm so happy. I'm just so happy we finally got that monkey off our back. That, I mean, people are going to sit there and say, oh, you only have one. Well, you have to start with one at some point, don't you? I mean, all the teams that have 5 or 6, well, there's only one that's 6 is Steelers, but all the teams that have like 5 or 4, you all started with one at some point. So, and there's a lot of teams that still haven't been, that have been around way longer than the Seahawks, like the Browns and the Lions, you know. So, it's awesome, and I'm so happy. I mean, it's really brought this city together. It really has. Everywhere you go, it's 12 flags. I mean, I got a 12 flag hanging out at my house right now. I have a bunch of like I only buy 12 jerseys now. I just buy those 12-man jerseys, and it's awesome. Everywhere you go, 12. It's like you can go anywhere in the United States now, hold that 12 flag. Before, some people might have got what it meant, a few years back, but now everyone knows. You hold the 12 flag up anywhere in the United States, hell, even like in other countries, people go, "Oh man, you're a Seahawks fan," It's so awesome, But anyway, I'll conclude my video. I just thought I'd express some of my thoughts about that. But it's been an epic 4 years, and I'm just happy we are now Super Bowl winners. It doesn't get any better than that. But anyway, thank you for watching my videos this season, and I'll have more come in the off season and stuff, free agency, draft, and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm just so happy we are finally Super Bowl champions. But anyway, that concludes my video, and go Hawks.